to feel the emotion from this amazing roster that we have lined up for you.
Jordan, TK just used the word emotion, and I really think from a pilot's perspective, that's the razor's edge. How do they take all of this and apply it properly?
Oh yeah, these pilots, they're hungry. This is the fastest, most competitive, well-practiced group of pilots that we've ever had in DRL history. It's buzzing down there. From my personal experience, this first race, there's nothing else like it.
The 2021 season consists of 14 levels of racing, 9 IRL and 5 virtual races on the DRL simulator. The pilots earn season points based on their overall level finish. The pilot with the most points after 14 levels is the 2021 DRL World Champion. All 12 pilots race each level. They're seeded into 2 semifinal groups, with the top 3 from each advancing to the finals. There, the winner of the Golden Heat will be your level champion. Each heat is 2 laps. TK, take us through the course preview with the T-Mobile 5G POV drone. This is one of the world's first drones that will be powered by 5G and stream HD quality video over T-Mobile's nationwide 5G network.
Off the start, pilots head to gate 1 and the north gate. It's a hard right for the U-turn into the square gate, up and over the building to the Pentagon gate. Then it's back into the stadium for the triple pass and the T-Mobile tunnel. They descend to the field gate and around the T-Mobile tower for lap 2, or make a U-turn to the finish. The 5G POV drone streams HD video over T-Mobile's 5G network. T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
It is not a course for the weak. It is technical, it is intense, and it is 3-dimensional. There's going to be a lot of places to pass, a lot of places to get past, but you just have to hold your own for every turn and you can't let off.
It's a course where you can easily blow out the line. Both the north gate, the hairpin into the square gate, and even the T-Mobile tunnel. All of these are really like coming too fast and then you're just losing time.
Here in the semifinals, they fly 3 regular heats, with each heat winner automatically advancing to the finals. Everyone else is subject to sudden death, where only the winner is guaranteed to advance. Jordan, the pilots are on the flight deck for the first time this year. What's foremost on their minds?
The tension. The tension is really what's on their mind. The tension's high. There's so much pressure, especially going into this very first race of the season. And what these pilots really have to do is harness that energy, all that anxiety, all that pressure that they're feeling right now. They have to use that and calm themselves down and get those wins.
Whew. The nerves are up. Nerves are up.
TK, Gab 707 is the true veteran, isn't he? The only DRL pilot to compete in all 6 seasons. What are the keys to his longevity?
Well, Gab has shown us that precise calculation can get you this far, but to win a championship, pilot instinct and pushing the limits has to be a factor. And I think we'll see a new side of Gab this season.
Welcome to DRL, boys.
Woohoo! I'm home, baby.
This is it.
I'm home.
Oh, boy.
Our pilots in colors for semifinal number 1. Gab 707 flies yellow. Sky, the green and white alternating drone. Amari will fly white. Alex FPV, another alternating drone, his colors red and blue. Miwo, purple and yellow. And Fluxy this season flies red.
9, 8, 7,
Semifinal 1,
5,
Heat 1. 2021 is underway. Who will get the whole shot? It looks like Gab 707 in yellow, picking up right where he left off in qualifying. U-turn through the square gate. They'll go out of the stadium. Gab with the big lead in the yellow drone. He's through the Pentagon gate cleanly.
Ooh, couple already down, Craig. Gab is pulling away from this pass.
Gab through the triple pass. You've got Sky and green in second, and Miwo in the purple and yellow alternating drone in third.
Gab's doing a really good job just threading the needle through these gates and around these elements. You can see how stable he is in his flight. He is in his own world right now and dominating it.
Yeah, Gab's got tons of real estate to play with. Through the Pentagon gate yet again, smoothly. Now you've got Miwo in second, Sky in third, but at the moment, it is all Gab. Through the triple pass, some contact behind him. Gab unaware, he does not care. Through the T-Mobile tunnel, couple more gates, back on the field, around the T-Mobile tower. Gab putting on a clinic. He will win the first heat of 2021.
Woo.
What a brilliant run from Gab. He showed some really precise control in his flight and got the win.
Nice race, Gab.
Well done, well done.
All right. First win of the 2021 season.
Woo!
Congrats. That's what we want.
Jordan, Gab telegraphed his intentions right from the start.
He had an incredible launch there. You see how he drops down to gain that acceleration and really get in the front of the pack. Started off hot, right in the lead. He just stayed in the lead the whole time. He had this incredible triple pass here, just keeping it clean. There's carnage all around him, and it doesn't matter whatsoever. Gab coming into the finish, open air in front and behind him. Not any trouble in sight. There we go.
Gab 707 leads from start to finish, winning in a time of 103.7. For more, let's go to the fourth member of our team, Layla Anna Lee.
Gab joins me on my right. DRL is back, and you've certainly made a statement to open the show with a brilliant heat there. Walk me through your emotions as you hit that final gate.
Oh man, this was relief. You know, last year has been a hard one between simulators and whatnot, and there was a lot of doubts coming into this season for me, being, you know, my 6th year on the season, so this is huge for me. This is huge. I can't believe it.
You mentioned the doubt there. I hope that's been put to bed because the value of experience shows.
Yeah, you know, there's always doubt, no matter what you do. I know I've put in the work. I knew I had cards to play here, and this is just confirmed, so I couldn't be happier.
Well, congratulations. Thank you.
You can see the relief on his face, that is for sure, as again, it is official. Gab will advance to the final.
Dang.
I think that's the most aggression I've seen from Gab, maybe ever.
Hey, I'm good to finals. Now I can do whatever I want. I had to focus. All I had to do is just focus one heat. The rest is all party.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about, Gab. GG, bud. GG.
The OG strikes first. The other pilots have 2 more chances to join him and avoid sudden death. Heat 2 is next. The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's first blockchain designed for the future of finance. By Allianz, the global leader in asset management, investments, and insurance. And by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G network. Welcome back to Level 1 Allianz Field. We're getting set for Heat 2 of semifinal number 1. TK, let's talk about the only rookie that is in this semifinal, Alex FPV. He's the red and blue flashing drone. He's got a lot of expectation coming in.
Well, he certainly has the personality to go with it, Craig. This guy is just a beaming ball of energy, and he pushes himself to the limits. If he's not going all out and he is trying to get that perfect run, he's either going to win or he's going to crash.
Well, he did crash out in that first heat. I'm also going to be watching Sky. He's another calculating pilot and finished 2nd in the last heat.
Our pilots and colors once again. Gab 707 from Vancouver, Canada, flies yellow. Sky from Denver in green and white. The Iowan Amari in the white drone. Alex FPV, who hails from Woodbury, Tennessee, flies red and blue. Miwo from San Jose in yellow and purple. And the local Minneapolis boy, Fluxy, flies red. Semi-final 1, Heat 2. Leave your troubles and worries behind. This is a new heat, but Gab in a familiar spot. That yellow drone out in front. He has mastered the start as he's made the U-turn out of the stadium. He'll head down to the Pentagon and the stadium climb towards the triple pass.
Well, apparently it's not just the start that he's mastered, as he is doing one element to the next, bringing them all together just beautifully.
Gab in yellow in front, Sky in the green and white alternating drone in second. You got Miwo, the purple and yellow drone. You might hear us refer to it as the Joker or the Jester in the air.
Gab 707 doing a fantastic job just threading the needle through the gates. Look at him as he takes these turns. He does it effortlessly, as if there is nothing restricting him from this.
Well, Sky's trying to put in a little surge to come back on him, but Gab, even though he can't see behind him, he is oh so smooth and oh so confident. The T-Mobile tunnel, one final time. It'll be a hard right turn. They'll drop down to the field. Gab knows this position all too well. Around the T-Mobile tower, Gab, 2 for 2 in semifinal 1.
No, sir.
Gab 707 is just running away with it.
Oh, I had the best tower of my life.
I knew you were there. I had to make it a
best
good
tower
one.
of my life.
All right, we get a sudden death heat no matter what.
I just wish we'd quit hitting each other.
Was it you?
Yes.
Jordan, Gab definitely seems like he's in a groove. Explain what that's like for a pilot.
He is coming off hot from that first heat win. He's going in. Heat number 2 does exactly the same thing. Good launch, great triple pass. I mean, he's just showing these guys what a veteran pilot's like.
Watch, though, he does make a slight little wobble as he goes through the bottom gate of this triple pass and then saves it right there. That shows some amazing control.
Yeah, he didn't let it upset him. He just kept hunkering down and brought it all the way into the finish just like that.
For the top 4, it's a repeat performance. Gab 707, Sky, Miwo, and Alex FPV. Sky, his second standing by with Layla.
Sky, we saw some incredible energy here on the flight deck as you were chasing Gab. What was going through your mind?
A lot, everything. So losing to Gab is like death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? Because you make even a tiny mistake, and while you're doing that, he's doing every little tiny thing correctly. So I just need to have like the perfect run to beat him, unless he wants to give me a heat and make a mistake.
So what's your mindset now? Are you looking to capitalize on one of his mistakes, or do you need to change a game plan?
Absolutely. I don't think he'll be able to do it 3 times in a row. So because I think I am going to do it 3 times in a row, I'm going to get this win and avoid the sudden death.
Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
There is the prediction, but so far, no one's been close to Gab. Because of his 2 wins, we will definitely have sudden death in semifinal 1. Gab 707 is the only remaining pilot from the first 2 seasons of DRL, and at 33 is nearly twice the age of the youngest pilots. But he's still proving he has what it takes.
It feels weird being the old guy. I've always been one of the older pilots on the roster, but this season it's really been a shock when I found out I was the only pilot standing from season 1.
It's Gab in yellow once again.
We have so many kids now, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. For me, they're almost half my age. I don't know who brought those guys in, but kind of loud. I think the only reason I'm still around is because I keep pushing.
And it's Gab back in front.
I try to be inspired by the young generation. Every year the rookies come along, I see how they work, how they think about lines, the visualization that they bring, and I push myself.
Gab is in a groove as he leads everybody.
I'm going to be competing with the world's best pilots. Coming back this year, I think for me was just a moment of, hey, I can still do this.
Woo! That was awesome.
To be honest, the spark never really went away. Like, it's in my heart to race. I know I love it, and I want to be part of this.
Gab 707 goes 2 for 2 in the start of his 6th DRL season. 2 spots in the finals still up for grabs. Heat 3 coming up.
Let's go!
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the 2021 season. We're at Level 1 Allianz Field. Gab has won the first 2 heats of semifinal 1. TK, we heard Sky before the break in his interview say he thinks it's his time. Do you?
I do. If you look at the past 2 runs, he has been improving them one from the next. He's really closing in on Gab, and I think his ability to break down the races in the flight really comes into play. Jordan?
Yeah, Sky, he's an intelligent pilot. He's not going to just try and go as fast as he can and crash out. He's learning the course still. He's learning Gab's lines. He's following Gab into the finish so that he can take him out when it matters.
Goggles down, controllers up.
All right, guys. Good luck, boys.
Let's do it.
We gotta give Gab some competition here.
Racing in 10, 9, 8, 7,
Semi-final
6,
1,
5,
Heat 3.
4.
Critical moment for all 6. They go for the whole shot. Gab once again there first in the yellow drone. Hard right turn. They set up for the U-turn to then go out of the stadium. You've got Gab in yellow, Sky in the green and white alternating drone. 1 and 2 again.
Look at Sky, though. He is pressing, Craig, pulling in on Gab.
Oh!
Going for it.
He did go for it. Did Gab hold him on? Oh, and Sky goes down right after he had taken the lead.
He's back.
And he's back again, still in the fight. But it's Gab.
Look, here comes Alex.
There he
Craig.
goes. Alex FPV right there as well. Gab 707 in yellow back in front. Sky still fighting for that second place. But Alex, the Captain America drone, right there.
Guy's got to pull it on these turns. That's his only opportunity. He's got to close it in and pull tight on every single one of these to catch up and make that pass.
Closing moments of Heat 3. Gab and Sky neck and neck. They'll enter the narrow T-Mobile tunnel. Hard right turn. Sky's trying to make the move, but he bobbles. That leaves open, and Gab goes down. Alex now with Sky. Who's it gonna be? Alex wins Heat 3.
You got it! You got it!
Let's go! Let's go!
You've gotta be kidding me.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Who's the rookie? I'm sorry. I forgot who they said was the rookie.
Jordan, the second lap had the lion's share of the drama.
Oh yeah, that was incredible. You know, all of these pilots are gunning for Gab. They know he has such an incredible line on this course, and all they know they need to do is to beat him. We saw Sky pressing and pressing and pressing as much as he can, but he pressed a little too hard and made a mistake there at the field gate. Gab crashed out, which is just unfortunate for him. Alex was ready to capitalize. Great for Alex FPV to take the win in that heat.
Let's go!
Alex FPV, what a character, and now a winner in 2021 by 1/10 of a second. Heartbreak for Sky as he has a 3rd second in a row. Alex moving on to the finals.
Alex on my right, they called him the rookie, but welcome to DRL.
Oh, thanks. You know, it was a lot of animosity going into this because I know how fast I am, but there's a lot of veterans in DRL, and, you know, they see a lot of rookies. And to be honest, rookies is something that you usually look down upon, but this first event, I'm just trying to make sure all these veterans know that I should be respected. And I may be a rookie to DRL, but I'm no rookie, period.
You wanted to really make your mark here today, and when you arrived, I saw you put your goggles on and say, "This is my home." I bet you feel at home now.
Yeah, you know, it's just getting comfortable out there. That's a hard part, especially we have all these lights. You know, the production of this is crazy. So this is something you never get to practice. So we never know how we're going to do until we get out here, you know. And once I got out here yesterday, you know, I had in my head that I'd be a little nervous, and I was thinking about how I could work through that. But yeah, after we got the few practice rounds in, you know, like I said, it felt like I was at home. So I'm just glad to be here.
Well, it's exciting to watch you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gab with his 2 wins. Alex joins the party. They are the 2 that have confirmed their spot in the final. That means we are going to have a 4-pilot sudden death with only 1 spot to move on available. Jordan, you know the pressure of sudden death oh so well. 4 men, only 1 spot. Who's your pick?
My pick, it's Fluxy. He has shown time and time again in previous seasons when the pressure is on, he knows how to hunker down and get that win that counts. I mean, he's the hometown hero here.
Yeah, never count out Fluxy, but I'm thinking Sky is going to take this heat. He's finished second 3 heats in a row. With Gab and Alex out of the way, Sky should be able to notch the W.
Our pilots in colors for semifinal 1 sudden death. Sky, green and white. Miwo, the purple and yellow alternating drone. Fluxy flies red, and Amari flies white.
10, 9, 8.
Semifinal 1, sudden death. 4 up, only 1 moves on. Who will get the whole shot? It is Sky. He had so many seconds in the regular heats. Can he finally bump himself up to the top position? You've got Miwo right there, Fluxy in third, but Sky, the green and white drone in front.
Fluxy is down, Craig. He's out, the hometown hero. But look at Sky. He is soaring through this track.
Minneapolis will not get to celebrate with Fluxy on this occasion. As Sky, the green and white drone, now it's all his to lose on to lap number 2.
Following the steps of Gab 7.
Oh, no! Sky takes himself out, and that benefits Amari. The white drone left alone. Everyone else is a DNF. Amari, who absolutely dominated the Sim Racing Cup last year, would go on to finish second overall in the 2020 season. Now he's going to book his ticket for the first final of 2021. IRL Racing for Amari. He knows and knew he could do it. He's in the level 1 final.
Oh, let's go! Woo!
Amari did a great job composing himself as a pilot to remain calm through the carnage in front of him and keep his wits about it all the way through to the finish.
Oh my gosh. Woo! I'm gonna go pass out now. Dang.
Jordan, mark your calendar because it's not often we see Fluxy falter under pressure.
Yeah, he's usually really good under pressure, but I think he was just going a little too fast, wanted to get the lead there at the Pentagon Gate, and just came in a little too hot for his own good. Sky, he got the lead from Fluxy. He's got open air right there, and I think he just didn't know where Amari was behind him and ended up making a little mistake, hitting the corner of the building right there, giving Amari the lead for the win. Good job to the simulator pilot who came in and got a win in real life.
Woo! Let's go! Woo!
Amari joins me now. We've just seen you in the intensity of sudden death. You told me earlier today that you perform well under pressure, and you just proved it.
Yeah, no, I came out here to show that I'm here to fight, and I'm more than just a sim pilot, that's for sure. And I'm here at finals in my very first rookie IRL season, so I kind of just flabbergasted right now. Just hard to talk. I need water, and I'm really excited to have a chance to just chill here and watch everyone else and get my mind ready for the finals.
Excited is a word that I would absolutely associate with you, the way you're jumping around the flight deck. How do you keep yourself calm when you're flying?
So I just have to tell myself that there's only one variable I can control, and that's me. It doesn't matter what else everyone does. If I see people in front of me, I've flown a lot in real life, so I have good practice following people. I know that if they're in front of me, I can't make a mistake in one. You don't win a race in one turn. So I just kind of kept my head down, dug through it, head down, eyes closed, can't lose.
You've been known as a sim pilot. I know you also said you wanted people to know that you're not just a sim pilot. Yeah. Is this vindication for you?
This is huge. Just to come out here and getting harassed all last year by all of the veterans saying like, wait till we get to real life. I'm just so happy to sitting here and put my place in finals. I'm here to stay.
You are through to the finals and in real life too. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Relief, a common thread it seems for many of these pilots. Your 3 men moving on out of semifinal 1, Gab, Amari, and Alex. Keep in mind, guys, this amazing stat. Gab has never missed an IRL final, and that streak continues. Gab, Alex, and Amari are in the finals with 3 more spots available. The start of semifinal 2 coming up. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to Level 1 Allianz Field, Group 2, walking onto the flight deck for their semifinal. TK, our past 2 world champions in here, and interestingly, the defending world champion Heads Up seems to have taken the approach that he's got something to prove.
He absolutely does. He knows he has a lot to prove. His dominant performance in the virtual season last year showed us that he has what it takes to win. Now he needs to execute it IRL with the rest of the best pilots in the world.
Jordan, TK just said it, IRL, Vanover was our last world champion in that scenario. Does he still have what it takes to win another world title?
I really think he does. You know, he seems a lot more relaxed, mature, and just generally he's grown as a person since we saw him in 2019. Just look at him right there. He's trying to calm himself, get his nerves together, and really take back that world championship title that he won.
Once again, they'll fly 3 regular heats plus sudden death if needed, with the top 3 advancing to the finals. Here are the pilots and colors. Heads Up, the defending world champion flies blue.
Biggest competition going into my semifinal, I would say, is Vanover. Vanover and I have a long rivalry. To play this out for the first time in real life in DRL will be something I'm excited to watch, and I hope the fans are as well.
Engineer, one of our rookies, flies pink. Vanover, the 2019 DRL World Champion, flies the flashing Disco drone.
I think my biggest competition is going to be Heads Up. We've had a history outside of DRL of racing in the amateur leagues and always gone back and forth, and I hope I can get to better than this time.
Nub flies purple. Soren in orange. And Halo Walker will fly
Racing
green.
in 10, 9, 8, 7,
Semi-final
6,
2,
5,
Heat 1.
4,
6 new pilots, all with the same goal, be the top 3 and make the level 1 final. In blue, guess what? It's Heads Up, your defending DRL World Champ in the lead.
Well, he may be in the lead, but right behind him is Vanover nipping at his heels.
Vanover's made the pass,
He's got
and
out.
he's in front. Vanover in front, just in front of the blue drone of Heads Up. You've got 2 world champions leading everyone else around.
Vanover's got to pull the inside lower line on these drops and look for any opportunity he can to gain some speed. Over the top of the building coming up is going to be his opportunity.
Side by side, they'll make the U-turn at the square gate, then exit the stadium.
no!
Oh! Vanover's gone! Heads Up in the blue drone, now with some clean air. That'll slot Nub into second at the moment. Heads Up through the triple pass, now going through the T-Mobile tunnel.
It looks like Vanover might have been able to save it, but he's way too far back. Look at how much Heads Up is just cruising through the track.
Picking up right where he left off last year, your defending world champ wins heat number 1.
Night, night. Woo! What a brilliant run from him. He held it together all the way through. Despite the battle with him and Vanover, it was as if it didn't even happen.
Jordan, on that first lap, the duel we expected definitely materialized.
Oh, yes, it did. We had Heads Up versus Vanover, neck and neck. I mean, it was too close to call sometimes. They're just passing each other left and right, just blade to blade. Here we go, going into the square gate on the second lap. Vanover just barely hits that square gate there. I mean, it's just an unfortunate circumstance. They're both pushing as hard as they possibly can. And then we got Heads Up, open air, no problem, going into the finish. Nice clean win for the first race for Heads Up.
Heads Up wins it, 103.6, 1.2 seconds in front of Nub.
Heads Up, our defending champion on my right, coming in today with full of massive confidence. I want to set the scene for you a little bit here on the flight deck, because just before they all take off, we see everyone pull their goggles down, take a moment, some deep breaths, some anxiety and tension. Whereas Heads Up is the last to pull his goggles down. He's still chatting, he's very relaxed. Where does this confidence come from?
Well, some of it may be putting on a face here and there, but it comes from the emotion. You know, I'm so emotionally involved in this right now. I'm so in the zone right now. It feels like I don't know, it just feels like stuff is working right now. I love seeing the competition in everyone's eyes, but not only that, but I'm seeing like there's fear. Everybody's scared. I'm scared. Everybody else is scared. Everybody is trying to make it happen, but that one worked out in my favor. Vanover passed me going into the Pinnegate, and I saw him, and I knew he liked that, which just, it drove me crazy. So I went for it in the triple pass, made the pass, and then we touched it going down the T-Mobile tunnel, which just, I was like, it's either going to happen or it's not. Dove out of that going into the field gate, ended up pulling out the win. He crashed, but he's dangerous, so he's going to be there going for it every single heat, so I have to hold him off, hopefully get some more confidence under my belt, but had to dig that first one in just a little bit.
You mentioned that you want to keep holding him off. What's the game plan going forward now?
Well, now I know he's probably pretty mad at me, so that's that. And he's going to fly at his, he might lose some of that emotional or that mental game where he's like trying to finish each heat. So maybe that first one, trying to like kind of piss him off a little bit, might force him to make some unforced errors, trying to go for things that he might not be able to make. And that was kind of the ideology behind trying to maybe dig in a little bit on that first win.
Strong psychological plan. You're through to the finals. Congrats.
Thank you.
Heads up, reconfirming how much DRL means to all these pilots as he's the first to advance to the final out of semifinal number 2. Getting a good start can't guarantee a heat win, but it certainly helps. Jordan, take us through the mechanics of a great launch.
The start is a critical part of every DRL race. The goal is to accelerate as quickly as possible while controlling your elevation. The best pilots immediately pitch forward by increasing thrust to the rear 2 motors. Some even preload, which is legal as long as the nose of the drone stays on the platform. Now, full throttle is applied so the drone races forward at top speed and at the perfect angle. The balance of pitch and thrust must be managed carefully. Too much pitch without enough throttle and the drone flies too low. Too much throttle without enough pitch and the drone flies too high. The best pilots coordinate pitch and throttle to race at top speeds with a constant elevation.
The defending champ sets the bar high, but we're just getting started here in semifinal 2. Heat 2 next.
The Algorand ecosystem is where monumental change takes shape. So come transform the world with us on Algorand.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back. Semifinal 2 of Level 1 Allianz Field is underway as we get set for heat number 2. TK, heads up last interview before the break. You know, a win doesn't seem enough to him. It's personal.
It is. He mentioned he wants to hold off Vanover. You know what? A pilot in the lead is only as good as his defense, and that could be easier said than done, right, Jordan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, once you're in that defensive position, you're relaxed, and you need to keep that pressure on yourself to beat your competitors, and that's exactly what he's doing. You know, he has to keep that pressure on Vanover to get those wins.
Our pilots in colors again. Heads up from Tennessee flies the blue drone. Engineer from New York in pink, the Texan, Vanover, with the flashing disco drone. Nub, also from Tennessee, flies purple. Soren, a Vermonter, in orange. And the German Halo Walker in green.
In 10, 9, 8, 7,
Semifinal 2, Heat 2.
4.
All 6 pilots living the dream. Just ask him, going for the whole shot. It's Vanover and heads up. Vanover in the flashing disco drone. Heads up in the blue drone. You've now got Nub and Engineer right there as well. But the blue drone of heads up first through the Pentagon.
Oh, this is getting dangerous, Craig. These guys are on top of each other through some of these turns. They've got to be careful.
Heads up in blue. Vanover the disco drone. Vanover swings a little wide, but he still maintains second. As heads up through the T-Mobile tunnel, they drop down through the field gate. They'll turn along the T-Mobile tower. On to lap 2, the blue drone of heads up out front.
Heads Up's doing a great job using these elements to be able to gain some extra space between him and the rest of the pack. If he continues to take these turns tighter and tighter, every single one of them adds up to a very, very big distance between him and the rest.
Well, TK, you have said it for 6 years.
Whoa.
The best pilots connect their moves. That is exactly what Heads Up has done. Already out of the tunnel. Through the field gate one final time. It's a U-turn. And guess what? The clinic continues. Heads Up, back to back.
I could taste that one. I really could. I could just taste it. You wanted it so bad. You did. You wanted it so bad.
Heads Up showing us again what he's got. Look at it getting in the face of the pilots too.
Woo! Yes.
Jordan, Heads Up has had that whole shot in both of the heats this semifinal, and that is definitely sending a message.
Oh, yes, it is. I mean, if you see the rest of this pack, they are pushing way beyond their limits, it seems like. You know, they're just going as hard as they can to chase down Heads Up, their leader, and they end up just crashing. You'll see it right here in the triple. They're just all bunched together, pushing as hard as they absolutely can to try and catch up to Heads Up. Vanover made a mistake. We see Nub make a mistake right there. And it's very hard as a competitor to try and chase down that leader that is going that much faster than you are.
Heads Up wins semifinal 2, going back-to-back, this time in a course record 102.1.
Vanover, our 2019 champ, giving us the drama of a cat and mouse chase today. You've been flying well, but haven't quite clinched it, and you're up against a really quite a character in Heads Up.
Yeah, he is definitely a character. Really hard not to hear him in the cockpit, but that's all right. You know what? I understand his excitement about being in the sport. It reminds me of my first few races in DRL back in 2019, but I'm really not focusing on him. I'm just telling myself in between heats, he's not in my control. What I do on the sticks is in my control.
I like the way you talk about what's in your control and what isn't in your control. How are you managing to keep that focused mindset and keep the distractions at bay?
Yeah, I'm just telling myself right before the race. I'm literally just subtly saying out loud, focus on yourself, don't focus on anyone else. You know, focus on smooth lines, being consistent, getting through the gates, being smart, not being stupid.
We look forward to your next heat. Thank you.
Thanks.
Heads Up's 2 wins means we will definitely have a sudden death in semifinal number 2. Heads Up dominated the 2020 virtual season. With 2021 back to IRL in real-life racing, there's even more motivation for this 18-year-old phenom to prove he's here to stay.
Coming in as a rookie, I came in as kind of an unknown. I had no expectations.
Heads Up comes out of nowhere and steals the level win!
But I don't think anyone else had any expectations either, which gave me an edge.
Heads Up, your level winner! There is no way that just happened!
This is a pretty sweet collector's item, but I plan on collecting a lot more before I'm done.
Winning the DRL World Championship was a culmination of a lot of work. I mean, I'm 18, considering I've flown drones for 6 years. That's a third of my life that I've put into this. Criticizers have said that, oh, well, you're the sim champion. You're not the real world champion. And to that I say, just watch this season.
That's the blue drone of your defending DRL World Champion. Heads Up.
I'm not here to just win one season. I'm not here to just win 2 seasons. I'm here to do everything better than anyone has ever done. And it's not going to be easy. I'm here to work harder than anyone has ever done it to earn that.
Heads Up gonna win another heat here.
Do I love drone racing enough to put everything I have into winning? Absolutely. But I think that is the thing that separates me from other pilots, is that I love it so much that it doesn't matter how well or how bad I'm doing, I'm gonna work as hard as I possibly can to come out in the next one and give it everything I have throughout the entire season.
Heads Up is 2 for 2 in semifinal 2. Just one more chance for the other pilots to advance to the finals, avoiding sudden death. Heat 3 coming up.
Let's go!
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's first blockchain designed for the future of finance. By Allianz, the global leader in asset management, investments, and insurance. And by the U.S. Air Force, aim high. Welcome back. The 2021 DRL season in full swing. We are at level 1 Allianz Field and getting set for heat number 3 in this second semifinal. Are you surprised at all, Jordan, that Nub hasn't made more noise yet?
You know, I don't know if I'd say I'm surprised. He is pushing very, very hard, especially with these heater rookies that he has in his group right now. He's got a second place already. He had a DNF because he was pushing a little bit too hard there. I think he needs to reel it back in, relax, know his own skill, and just get that win in.
You know, one of the most important things to do is to minimize unforced errors, and he knows he's got to just reel it down a little bit, smooth out his flying, and relax, and he has a great opportunity.
Our pilots and colors. Heads Up in blue. Engineer pink. Vanover the Disco Drone. Nub purple. Soren flies orange. Halo Walker green.
9, 8, 7,
Semifinal 2.
5,
Heat 3.
4,
Enjoy the air, boys, as you go for gate number 1, the blue drone of Heads Up and the flashing disco drone of Vanover 1-2. Vanover at 3. Oh, Vanover! It sounded like both he and Heads Up had contact, and Vanover comes out the loser. Meanwhile, Heads Up with so much distance between himself and the next guy, which is Halo Walker.
Look at this, Halo and Soren both behind, fighting for second stretch. They've got to make something happen. They've got a whole other lap to do it. I'm not sure they're going to be able to.
3 different rookies in this semifinal, but they are being taken to school by the defending DRL World Champion. Already on lap number 2, no problem with that U-turn. Heads Up through the pennant gate with ease.
There's no opportunities for mistakes from the guys behind, as well as Heads Up. Look, if he makes any bit of an error here, they will take advantage of that. But his flight has been smooth as can be.
Heads Up does not know how to spell the word error. He is around the U-turn and get out the broom. 3 for 3.
Strike 3. You're out of here.
Heads Up, lighten up the skies for us tonight as he is just dominating this pack.
Jordan, the other pilots, they're trying, but it's almost like Heads Up's aura is too big to see around.
Heads Up seems like he's just relaxed. He's just cruising along. It's another day at the park. And all these rest of these guys are pushing as hard as they can. You can see it. They're kind of all over the place, just trying to reel in Heads Up. Vanover right there. He just barely taps the props with Heads Up, ends up crashing onto that square gate. I think that's just kind of a racing incident. You know, it happens. And then we have the triple pass coming up. We've got Heads Up coming in. Look at how far ahead he is of Soren and Halo Walker. There's no chance that they're ever going to catch up with him there.
Heads Up with a dominant performance every single heat there, really with quite a stretch, smooth flying, everything's going perfectly for you. What does it take to beat a pilot like Heads Up?
Well, that's an interesting question, but I would say a magician never tells his tricks. So I don't know. I'm just going to run the way I have. I prepared for this. These guys had equal opportunity to prepare just like I did, and it's just working out for me right now. It's easy to win. It's hard to lose, so I'm going to lose. It's going to happen at some point, so I have to be ready for that, be ready to be prepared, come back from that, but to have this confidence to know that I'm capable of doing it, capable of beating some of these guys. That is what's really important to me, to when the mistakes are made, because, I mean, nobody's perfect, so we'll see what happens.
I'm very interested in your psychology here, because you're giving me the perfect balance of confidence yet awareness. You're not going to underestimate your competition, are you?
No, these are the 11 other best pilots in the entire world. They can come out here and beat me any day of the week. I'm able to find my, I guess, ground right now. I'm able to throw the right punches, and but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's easy to get off your game, especially when you're winning. It's very easy to kind of become numb to the feeling, and that's when I'm at my worst. I need to have that heart rate up. I need to have that adrenaline flowing. So I apologize to the viewers at home for me yelling or screaming, but you got to keep the adrenaline going, and it's working for me right now. So they might have to put up with it for a little bit longer.
One final question. You're looking at the sudden death round next. What's your prediction?
My prediction, Nub. Nub is somebody who is, he kind of runs hot and cold. Sudden death is this thing. He's a veteran. He's been here for a long time. I think even though he might not have been able to finish very well so far, I think he's a guy who can really pull out, win a heat like this. And then Vanover. If Vanover doesn't move on, I know for a fact he's not going to like it, but I think he is 100% capable. And my honest prediction is that he brings home the win in this next one to meet me and probably try and beat me again in the finals several more times. But I'll be there waiting for him. If he wins, he wins, but I'm going to hold my ground.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Heads Up goes 3 for 3 in semifinal 2, and he'll watch the other 5 fight for 2 places in sudden death.
Good luck, boys. Thank you. Nothing personal.
This is semifinals group
5 pilots, only 2 spots left in the finals. We've heard Heads Up's predictions. Now, guys, I want to hear from you. TK?
Oh, it's easy for me. Look, I'm looking at Soren and I'm looking at Vanover. They are the only 2 that have actually completed 2 of the 3 previous heats, and we all know in drone racing, Jordan, you can contest to this, consistency is key.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, we see Vanover, he's in the lead, he's chasing down Heads Up. He's definitely got the speed to win. He just has to hold it together. And then Soren, you know, he's a rookie. He's kind of new to this, but he seems very mature. You know, he's staying up in the air. He's not making mistakes. He may not be winning, but that's not what matters when there's 2 spots left in the sudden death.
In 10, 9, 8,
Semifinal 2, sudden death. 5 fly, only 2 will advance. You've got Nub and Vanover, 1-2. Vanover, of course, in the disco drone. Engineer in 3rd, they exit the stadium, they set up for the Penegate. And Vanover is moved to the front. Nub right there too. You guys all heard the carnage. Vanover first into the triple pass.
Vanover doing a great job reeling in the pack as he makes that pass and holds on to it. You know, it's the former champ, it looks like he made a mistake. He's falling back now.
You've got Vanover and Nub right there on the lap number 2. It's going to be a hard turn at the north gate. Nub in front, Vanover in 2nd. Remember, 2 spots will move on.
They're clicking together, boys, and we got ourselves a battle as Vanny made the pass.
Vanover with some space, the triple pass yet again, but Nub's still in 2nd. Remember, Nub's got some real estate to play with that 2nd position. As long as he stays there, he'll move on to the final. Vanover will make the U-turn. He's going to be your winner. And Nub will take 2nd. They both move on.
I got it. Yeah, you and me both.
Woo! That was a fantastic battle between those 2, but Vanover, even despite his mistakes, was able to come back. True testament of a winner.
Both veterans back in finals.
Jordan, the veterans showed their presence on lap 2.
In the end, yeah. But in the middle of lap 2, Nub and Vanover made a rookie mistake and they got really lucky. They tangled going over the building, both saved it, but when the top 2 advance from sudden death, you should never risk a midair going for the lead. Here at the triple pass, you see Nub holding steady in 2nd place, not trying to make the pass, and both securing their place in the finals.
Joined by Vanover and Nub, who are now both through to the final. I mean, this whole heat, this semi-final, couldn't have been more intense, could it?
No, it was really intense. I mean, best pilots in the world, right? And honestly, that was really nervous for me because that was my first sudden death in an IRL DRL race. But you know what? Nub and I both been in positions like this, many golden heats. We've raced with each other, trained. My goal is to not take him out and vice versa and just get through the race and move on to the finals.
And you have, so congrats on that. Nub, the finals, now looking forward to it. What can we expect from you in the final?
Just a lot of good flying. I'm really just hoping for some good battles, you know,
keep it some clean air, no more mid-airs, but as long as I can have some good racing, good video, and good times, I'll be happy.
Well, you've both been thrilling to watch. We look forward to seeing you in the final.
Thank you.
Heads Up may have dominated semifinal 2, but it is a clean slate in the final where it will be Heads Up, Vanover and Nub, joining Gab 707, Alex FPV, and Amari. The finals are set. 7 heats from now, one of these 6 pilots will be the Level 1 champ. Heat 1 is next. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League.
Yeah, putting on a clinic. He's going for it. Guy's trying to make the run, but he bobbles. Heads up, back to back. I could taste that one. I really could. I think I got it. Yeah, you and me both. Woo! Good race, dude.
This is finals.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. We've made it to the finals of Level 1 Allianz Field. 6 pilots have earned their way here. Guys, let's talk about a couple pilots. TK, we fully expected Heads Up to be here.
Absolutely. Look, he is the predator and the rest are the prey. It seems like at this point he's just playing with his food. But he did mention earlier to us that he thinks there's a possibility he could make a mistake, and whether or not he can come back from that is his concern.
Finals, Heat 1.
Now, Jordan, it's not that we didn't expect Gab to be here, but it's the way he got here that I think is worth noting.
He's come out really hot. I've never really seen Gab be so ferocious before, you know? He's usually pretty calm, collected, taking his time, looking at his competitors, but now he's just going for the win right off the bat.
Heat 1.
I can't believe I'm standing on a DRL stage for finals with Amari, Vanover, Nub, 707, and Heads Up.
Wild heat.
That's crazy, dude.
Every heat
It's crazy.
No minute.
I'm just gonna let y'all know, if I'm midair with anybody, I'm pulling my goggles off and acting like it was totally your fault.
Here in the finals, there are 6 regular heats. Win any one of them, and you're in the Golden Heat. Once we get to the Golden Heat, it is winner take all. Whoever finishes first will be the level champion and earn 10 valuable season points. Jordan, this track has proven itself worthy, challenging these best pilots in the world. Take us through it.
Off the start, pilots head to Gate 1 and the North Gate. It's a hard right turn for the U-turn into the Square Gate and up and over the building to the Pentagon Gate. They then go back into the stadium for the Triple Pass and the T-Mobile Tunnel. They descend to the field gate around the T-Mobile Tower for lap 2, or they make a U-turn to the finish.
Let's take another look at the 6 finalists and the colors they will fly. Heads Up, the defending world champion with the blue drone.
I probably pissed a lot of the pilots off. I came out with confidence. They know I'm confident, and I think that's important.
Gab 707, the veteran, flies yellow.
The pressure is always intense, no matter what it is. You know, the first finals is going to be even worse.
Alex FPV with the red and blue alternating drone.
If I could stand on the first podium of the season, that would be absolutely incredible.
Nub flies purple. Vanover, the 2019 DRL World Champion, the disco flashing drone.
I feel really great to be in the finals. I was honestly a bit nervous about making it. The competition's going to be really hard.
And Amari, second overall last year,
Racing
flies
in
white.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Final.
6,
Heat
5,
1.
4.
It's time to flip over to that finals mentality. They go for the whole shot. Gab 707 in yellow right there, so is Heads Up in blue. Picking up right where they left off. Vanover in the lead. That disco drone, hard to miss as he's through the Penegate back into the stadium.
He had an exceptional launch early on, and that's what helped him get this.
Oh no! Back as he enters the triple pass. Vanover has gone haywire. That's going to put Heads Up. You've got Alex FPV as well as Gab all right there.
This is unbelievable, Greg, the carnage. I didn't expect that, but look at this open door for Heads Up and clear sailing.
Oh, we heard some contact as well on lap number 2 there through that U-turn. Heads Up in the blue drone now clearly in front. The Pentagon gate, he's got his good buddy Alex right behind him. Gab sitting in third. Oh, and there they go again into the triple pass. Setting up for the T-Mobile tunnel. Heads Up in blue in the lead.
You know, while as impressive as Heads Up is, that battle behind him is ferocious. Look at them go.
Gab just took himself out. Heads Up's gonna win Heat 1 of the final, and it's Bud Alex right behind him.
Did I win?
Did I get second?
Dude.
Did I get second?
Let's go, Alex! Yeah, 1, 2. Wow!
Gab, dude, that was a
Dude, I'm midair at somebody, and I'm not even sorry
That was
about
me.
it.
That was me, and let me tell you, son, I ain't sorry either.
Back. You can't stop
Run
us.
him back, baby. Run him back.
Let's go, son.
But I was choo-ching, brother.
Dude, I watched
we were crazy, dude. Good, great race there.
Jordan, if you are a DRL fan, that first heat of finals had something for everybody.
Oh my, I don't even know what happened there. We have this triple pass. They're coming in. Vanover's in the lead, crashes, and we've got Heads Up. He gets flipped over by Gab, and somehow he's in the lead. I mean, that really just shows his incredible piloting skills, that he can crash, come back, and is still in the lead.
The fact that both those pilots were able to recover was unbelievable.
And then we have Gab coming in, fighting with Alex, hitting the final field gate right there. He was just trying to hold on, it seemed, at that point. He went down, unfortunate for him, but we've got the two buddies going into the finish, 1-2.
Shake and bake, baby. Heads Up starts the finals the way he ran through the semis, with the win. 104.0, 0.8 of a second in front of Alex FPV.
Heads Up on my right. A little bit of deja vu. I've been seeing a lot of you tonight. What's been going so right for you?
Well, this first heat of finals was definitely the craziest heat I've had. Well, I take that back. There were some crazy heats in semifinals. Seeing Gab ahead of me on all the way to gate 1 was a little bit scary, a little bit intimidating, but I knew I had to take a deep breath on the way to that north gate, committed hard, and then after that it was a chasing game, waiting for them to make a mistake. Vanover was ahead of me. Gab was ahead of me. I was in third place and had to hold my ground, and I was prepared to not win that one. I had a midair with Gab going into the triple pass, and I didn't know really what was going on, so I had to kind of take a deep breath and just say, I'm going to finish this one, whatever result happens, because I couldn't control what happened. But fortunately, I came in first. My boy Alex came in right behind me. You know, that is truly what felt like home. And yeah, just that adrenaline rush to start off our first DRL finals together with a win, a 1-2. It means the world.
It was perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Heads Up said it. He's not used to seeing drones in front of him, but he held it together and is the first pilot to qualify for the Golden Heat. His pal Alex FPV notches the second place finish. The rule is you can also qualify for the Golden Heat with 2 seconds, so Alex is halfway there.
I'll tell you what, that's an absolute honor, Gab. Absolute honor to share this with you.
That was an awesome heat.
That was, yeah.
That was a good
that's
heat.
what drone racing's for. That's what it's all about right there.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
A little gassed up, boys. I like it. I love it.
The pilots get limited track time to learn the course and refine their lines before competition begins. To make the most of it, 2018 DRL World Champion Nurk provided some much appreciated video analysis of their runs.
Some of you are probably feeling really good. Some of you are probably ready to adjust some things. So, nerve hold tips for this.
I have every single DVR for every practice, time trial, and ranking round run. So if you want to see like a specific DVR from any of these runs, just let me know, I can pull it up. Look at the difference in altitude going to the first gate. So like some people end up going super high, Guys like Vanover and Gab somehow just make a straight line.
Talking about how Heads Up was 10 feet in front of me, even though he was a podium.
So, if you want to win this level, don't crash in the Pentagon Gate. We did 8 ranking rounds. There were 7 crashes in the Pentagon Gate.
Heads Up struck first, but we're just one heat in here at Level 1 Allianz Field. The other pilots have 5 more chances to make the Golden Heat. Coming up. Welcome to the premier international drone racing circuit. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League.
We've teamed up with Drone Racing League to fuel 5G innovation in 2 fast-growing markets, drones and tech-powered sports.
T-Mobile is building the largest, fastest, most reliable 5G network in the country. And DRL is building a new sport that depends on using innovative technology to create an audience experience like no one has ever seen before.
In the past, the analog video that's come through is not very clear and not very clean. With T-Mobile 5G wireless technology, we get a crystal clear image. Now that the field test has proven to be a success, it's time to build a fleet of these drones and take them to DRL races and T-Mobile events and really show the world what this drone can do.
This is just the beginning, and I can't wait to see this 5G drone take flight.
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's first blockchain designed for the future of finance. By Allianz, the global leader in asset management, investments, and insurance. And by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G network. Welcome back. We're getting ready for Heat 2 of our first finals of the 2021 season. Heads Up was first in Heat 1. His buddy Alex was second. We should get used to this storyline, I think, TK.
You know, the two of them buddies, he said it was just like they were back home. My only concern is this a little bit of a Ricky Bobby cow going on where first and second and he's going to get stuck in that? That's my concern. He's got to be able to overcome that and destroy his buddy.
I can really see that happening. You know, some of the best racing I ever had was with my buddy Gab 707. We would just duke it out back and forth. I think we're going to see more of that coming up. I mean, Alex, he's got the drive, he's got the speed. We'll see some wins out of him.
Our pilots and colors again. Heads Up in blue, Gab 707 yellow, Alex FPV the red and blue alternating drone, Nub flies purple, Vanover the disco flashing drone, and Amari flies white.
Racing in 10, 9, 8, 7,
Finals,
6,
Heat 2.
5, 4.
Expect nothing less than a full throttle approach. You've got the yellow drone of Gab in first, right behind him the blue drone of Heads Up.
Watch and look what Heads Up does. He's on the strike, and there it is. Gets that pass, and up top the building, Gab gets it back.
But Gab's trying to stay not only close, but stay relevant. Gab in yellow, Heads Up in blue. Side by side through the triple pass and into the T-Mobile tunnel.
Oh, they are right next to each other, Craig. This could be dangerous.
Down through the field gate, around the T-Mobile tower, on to lap number 2. Gab goes a little wider. Heads Up, the blue drone now slightly in front. North gate, now they'll make the U-turn at the square gate and out of the stadium. Oh!
That was 2 great attempts from Gab to try and get that pass, but Heads Up did a great job holding him off.
And that was a 3rd attempt. Gab right there as they enter the triple pass again. He's made the pass. Gab in the yellow in front, but Heads Up, it looks like, has taken it back.
I don't know, Craig.
Oh! Right there again. Heads Up is in front around the T-Mobile tower. Can Heads Up stay perfect? He does. A final.
Sorry, Gab.
Gab seconds.
That was unbelievable. Me and Gab just had a wild little heat there, son. That was a battle.
I'm kind of glad I wrecked because that was a pleasure to watch.
Dude, that
was crazy.
I feel like I just had a 5-minute math test against
5-minute math test.
Dude, that was crazy. Dude.
Jordan, you want to see a duel? Well, Heat 2 had that covered.
Yes, it did. As a pilot, these are the races that we live for. Getting a win feels amazing, but getting a battle that close, there is no better feeling than just fighting it out for an entire 2 laps, just clawing your way back and forth. They must be the happiest people alive.
Yeah, except Gab, though. He had several attempts at a pass, and Heads Up did a fantastic job keeping him at bay. But look how Gab pulls the inside, swings in with a lot of momentum and speed, and then tries to get it, but Heads Up keeps him at bay with a tighter turn.
I don't know how they didn't crash into each other. That was just the closest racing we've ever seen, and it's only Heat 2 of the finals right now.
Joined now by Gab, who's just given us a thrilling neck-and-neck chase. We spoke earlier in the week, and you mentioned how the youth here in the competition inspire you, and you've been chasing one of those youths today.
Absolutely. You know, the sport keeps moving forward every year, and we keep pushing, and it's so inspiring having these kids come out and show us new tricks, We didn't fly like that 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Never would you have thought of racing like that. So it's just amazing to be here, part of the battle. And I couldn't be more thrilled.
You've never missed a final before. You're flying so well in general. Are we seeing you in a flow state?
We're getting there. It's always about technical aspects. I try to really focus on the parts of the track, maybe not too much on the battles, because when I get my mind just goes away when there's too much going on. So I try to focus on the essentials, which is taking the turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we get to the end. That's all that matters.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The leaderboard after Heat 2 hasn't changed much. Heads Up with both wins is still the only pilot to qualify for the Golden Heat. Gab joins Alex FPV with a 2nd place, so now they just need one more to join Heads Up.
I ain't leaving. It's plain and simple. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
The flight deck at DRL Races has a culture all its own. This year, the vibe has taken a southerly turn, mainly because of Alex FPV.
I ain't leaving. I ain't going down. If anybody's been in a situation where they've done something that they think's impossible, and you feel this energy start flowing, the heart rate gets up, that is the definition of gassed up.
That was me. Full juice, brother. Full juice. Zero remorse.
My brother Alex ducked to the left.
Just like brother Alex.
Full gas, fired up, whatever you want to call it, we're in. And I'll tell you what, dude, I'm liking the way this blue and red jersey looks. Sorry, excuse me, guys. I'm about to throw down real quick. I kept hitting that fishing pole on them. I kept feeling them biting out there just one at a time.
Alex, should I go AirPod in or AirPod out?
Whatever you're vibing with, dude. Disrespectful, Gabriel. Gab 707. Disrespectful.
This is where the vibing starts happening.
I've been vibing.
Guys, let's focus our spotlight on the 2 men that have a 2nd place. TK, first, you talking about Gab. What's going to make the difference for him?
Well, look, we've seen a different Gab than we've ever seen before. In the past, he's always been very calculated. He knows his risks. He knows what to do, what not to do. But now we're seeing that instinct of a pilot really come out of him, and that's exactly what we need through the rest of this for him to be a winner.
Jordan, does Alex need to change anything?
No, I think he just needs to keep racing his race. These two are just, all 3 of these guys are just battling it out. Gab 707, Alex, they just need one more 2nd place to get in that golden heat. It's really what they need to keep their eye on. Don't try and beat Heads Up right now. Just get a 2nd place, get in that golden heat, and then they're good to go.
In 10, 9, 8, 7,
Final
6,
Heat 3.
5, 4.
The pressure only continues to mount as these finals go on. And look at that, deja vu all over again. Yellow drone of Gab, blue drone of Heads Up. 1, 2, we got Alex, but they both go down.
Hey, Heads Up, back up.
That is now Alex and Vanover fighting for the front two spots.
Oh, it looks like that. It is a crazy battle between these two, Craig. But look at Alex goes high. It's going to slow him down. Vanover's going to get the advantage in the pass, and there it is.
Vanover on to lap number 2 first. They'll hit gate 1, go through the north gate, and then it's the U-turn. You've got the disco drone of Vanover, the Captain America drone of Alex. 1-2 as they're out of the stadium through the Gate, and Vanover starting to put some distance into the other.
He is certainly pulling away. He's on the right line. He's allowing himself as much speed as he can possibly get, not dipping too low in some of these areas and gaining the ground he needs.
These guys better be careful. A confident Vanover is dangerous. Vanover wins heat number 3 and heads up comes back to take second.
What?
Sorry, Alex.
Where did he come from, Craig? That was unbelievable.
Couple bobbles. God, I was cheering, you know.
That was good. Woo! Good job,
Did
boys.
my best, boys.
That was a good race.
I did my best.
That was a good race.
Jordan, you've talked previously about how amazed you were Gab and Heads Up were so close and didn't make contact. The contact happened this heat.
Yes, it did. Gab, unfortunately, met with Heads Up, got taken out. Somehow, Heads Up hits multiple things, stays in the air. I don't even know how he was able to pull that off in the heat of the moment. Unfortunately for Gab, he's out for the count. Gave Alex a moment to maybe get the lead, but then Vanover is just pulling away with it in that triple. Look how far ahead he is in the rest of the pack there. And we have Heads Up pulling Alex to kind of defend him out of that golden heat.
Tough move from his buddy here to kick him out of there.
Vanover gets the needed win. This heat's winning time, 102.2.
Vanover joins me now, and as you took a confident lead there, we heard the commentary team, or I heard the commentary team say a confident Vanover is a dangerous pilot, and he's not wrong, is he?
I guess he's not wrong. You know, I didn't have a lot of confidence going into semifinal 2. Something kind of just changed going into the finals. I just started flying more naturally like myself. It's been 2 years since we've done this, so it just felt good to get back out there, to be able to start to pull away again and watch that replay. It gives me that confidence that I still got it, but I'm not going to take it for granted, that's for sure.
This last year, there's been a narrative of you not having as much practice as some of the other people. Your career in filming with drones has taken off, but it doesn't seem to have affected you.
Yeah, honestly, like not having trained the same amount as before has really helped me. It's, you know what, I'm not burning myself out in practice anymore. I'm showing up, I'm having a better attitude about the races, even when I'm losing. I'm just still having fun. I think that's helping me fly a little bit better. It kind of takes that pressure off, and it's almost like a fresh start. It feels really good.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Layla.
Vanover proving that quality over quantity does indeed work. Heads Up had qualified for the Golden Heat. Now Vanover qualifies for it as well. Keep your eye on Alex and Gab, who need just one more second or better to join the party.
Vanover gets a lucky break.
Gosh, I'm all over it, dude.
We're good, we're good.
All over it. One more, I just need one more.
3 heats down, 3 to go before the winner-take-all Golden Heat. Time is running down while the pressure ramps up. Heat 4, next.
Let's go!
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the finals of Level 1 Allianz Field. 2 pilots are in, Heads Up and Vanover, based on their wins. But guys, we've already talked about how Alex and Gab, with their seconds, they just need one more to get into the Golden Heat. Jordan, Alex, right? I mean, is he going to be mad that Heads Up did that to him the last heat?
You know, as competitors, once those goggles go down, that start tone goes, there's no more friends, you know? To be honest, they're just trying to win. So even if Alex did need that second place, Heads Up isn't just going to hand it to him on a silver platter.
But let's talk about Gab for a second, right? I mean, this guy's on the cusp as well, and we're seeing a different Gab than we've ever seen. A looser, more relaxed, kind of happy-go-lucky Gab, and I think that's what he really needed, and it is showing here in his flight today. He's got several more opportunities. I think he's got a good chance to get that extra second.
This is a lot of fun, though.
Dude, this is the most fun I've ever had drone racing.
I think me too. Honestly, I think
This is drone racing. This is what drone racing is about.
This is the drone racing league. Can we get that in a Craig Hummer voice? This is DRL, and it is fun.
Our pilots and colors. Heads Up flies blue, Gab 707 yellow, Alex FPV red and blue alternating, Nub in purple, Vanover the disco flashing drone, and Amari the white drone.
9, 8, 7,
Final
6,
Heat 4.
5, 4.
They all live for this thrill. Going for the whole shot. The blue drone a heads up just in front of the yellow drone of Gab 707. It'll be the U-turn at the square gate, then they will leave the stadium. It's heads up. Wow, but look at this. Alex coming through. You can see the Captain America drone. They are all there.
It looks like Heads Up might have slowed down for something, allowed the whole pack to catch up, but Vanover in front killing it.
That disco drone of Vanover clearly in front as they'll drop down to the field. You've got Vanover in front of Alex, Gab in third. Remember, if Alex gets another second, he moves on to the golden heat.
Well, here comes Gab to try and take that second from him. That fight for second place right now is fierce.
Oh, contact between Alex and Gab, and Vanover's down. Now you've got the two best friends, Alex and Heads Up. Remember earlier when we said, will Alex ever beat Heads Up? Heads Up says, not today, as he moves into the lead yet again. Final closing moments. One more U-turn. Heads Up's gonna win another one. Heads Up takes heat 4. Alex gets the second he needs, and he's moving on to the golden heat as well.
That was for the boys right there.
That was for the boys.
That was for the boys.
Oh man, I made it,
dude. Vanover needs some lifesaver suckers, dude.
Are you emotionally okay? I just want to make sure you're stable over there.
Why?
I didn't know if you needed a hug or something.
I always want a hug. I'll take a hug any day.
No, we're not hugging on stage, but I will give you a little gentleman's handshake.
No hugging on stage. That's a new rule. Unless you win.
Jordan, this game of inches can often have disastrous ramifications.
We see Gab 707 and Vanover and Alex pushing so hard. Gab, he knows he needs that second place, goes down on that square gate.
Look, on this drop right here, watch Vanover just goes in with way too much speed. He can't make the turn in time. Ends up clipping the gate and goes down, allowing these two to move on and fight it out for first.
And we know these guys are competitors. Heads Up, he's never going to let Alex just have it, right? So he's going to go as hard as he can. Lucky for Alex, he only needed a second place to get into that golden heat, and he's got it right here.
That was for the boys, baby!
A third win for Heads Up, this time in 103.6. But as we discussed, Alex's second was big news as well. Alex is with Layla.
Alex on my right. Now, you came into this competition as a little bit of a wild card, but I think you're very much at home now, aren't you?
Yeah, you know, these veterans, they throw around the word rookie a lot, you know. So me coming in, they determine rookie is, you know, first year in the league, right? So I understand what they mean. I know they mean no harm, nothing personal between it. But when I hear rookie, I don't know, it lights that fire inside of me. So I feel like this first event, I really wanted to prove a point, you know, earn the respect of the veterans because obviously they've been doing this for years. I respect them more than anything. You know, they're the ones who have pushed this to be as good as it is today. So hopefully we're all on the same page. We all respect each other, and we all know everybody's crazy fast out here.
Your point is absolutely being proved, and you're through to the golden heat. However much intensity there is out there, you're also appearing to be having a lot of fun.
Oh, man. This whole drone racing thing, I'll tell you, even though it's intense and we're getting, you know, some people are getting not happy and some are getting really happy. At the end of the day, like, we're all going to look back at these heats that, you know, we may have wrecked. I may have lost to Heads Up. I may have lost to 707, but we're all going to look back on this and think, man, that was a lot of fun.
Good. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Alex, living the dream and part of the heyday of DRL. Heads Up, Vanover, and Alex all now are in the golden heat. Gab is still on the outside looking in, but all he needs is another second.
Pressure's off, so now we really just let it eat. I like that.
I like that.
I like that a whole lot. Give me your best Southern accent, Gab. Give me your best Alex FPV impression.
You just let it eat, bro.
Just let it eat, bro.
Now we're chooching.
Now we're chooching, yeah.
Now we're chooching.
You see my vibe?
No way.
If you thought I was chooching out there, you just wait on this next heat, son.
I gotta get a soundbite.
Yeah, exactly. It's better be in. It's better be in.
We got to.
Southern Pride is riding strong here in the finals of Level 1 Allianz Field. Heat 5 coming up. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the finals of Level 1 Allianz Field. We know 3 pilots are already in the golden heat, 3 more hoping to join them. Jordan, let's talk about Nub, though. I mean, he's been basically non-existent so far in these finals.
I mean, you're absolutely right. He has 3 last places, and look at he's so in his own head. I mean, this is the Nub we know, right? He gets in his head. Sometimes he's on fire, just killing it out there. Right now, he's not. What he needs to do, he needs to look back on his racing career, realize that he's in this hole right now and dig himself out.
Yeah, I mean, he has been a fantastic and exceptional pilot within DRL in the past. So focusing on what's needed right now is those wins, of course, but getting a couple seconds would be great too.
Yeah, he's got to stand up, shake it out, and
Racing
just go out
in
there
10,
and win.
9, 8, 7,
Finals,
6,
Heat
5, 4.
Gab, Amari, and Nub running out of chances. But look at that. Gab first through that top one. North Gate, Gab in yellow, Heads Up in blue. They're right there, 1-2. But here comes Vanover, the surge through the Penegate.
Oh, those are some close moves and tight turns from these 3, and a little risky if I might add.
Vanover, Heads Up, Gab. Oh, sounded like some contact, but everybody comes out unscathed as Vanover first to drop down to the field gate. He's in the disco drone. Heads Up in blue in second. They are on to lap number 2.
He's blowing my mind right now, Craig. Watching him continue to pull away from the guys right now, that's unbelievable. A little wide right there, which is why Heads Up was able to catch him. But look at that drop. He's handling it beautifully.
They all handled the Penegate well. Now they're into the triple pass, which has caused problems in the past, but not this time. Vanover, the disco drone, out in front. Heads Up, more than happy to sit in second right now. There's the U-turn. Vanover is going to win it. Woo! Heads Up takes second.
Good race, good race, good race. Good race, boys. Good race.
That was a heat.
That was good. That was good.
Jordan, we are seeing plenty of evidence why Vanover was our 2019 DRL World Champion.
Yes, we are. Vanover here, he's out here to prove a point. He and Heads Up, they're kind of rivals. He wants to show Heads Up, hey, you can't just get all the wins. I'm not going to give it to you. Look, I'm faster than you. And that's what he was able to do. He just pulled away with incredible amount of speed. Over the course of these 2 laps, he's just gaining more and more ground.
A beautiful drop into the Pentagon Gate, and he sweeps through that just effortlessly as he comes back over the top of the stadium. Vanover is just carrying so much momentum. He took it all the way.
Jordan, you just said Vanover saying, heads up, I'm faster than you. Well, guess what? He is a full second faster than the old course record. Vanover, the new course record holder at 101.1.
A fantastic stat from you there, and I'm not sure if the pilot knows it himself. You've just set a track record.
Ooh, there we go. Not bad, not bad.
Some fantastic flying. You tend to perform when under pressure. How are you making sure that always works out right?
It's just about turning everything else off and focusing on the race. There's two different mindsets I have. There's the training mindset and the competitive mindset. When I'm out here, it's the competitive mindset. I know I can fly the Racer 4. I know how to fly fast. I know how to fly smooth. So when I make mistakes or things aren't going my way, I just remind myself that I know what I'm doing, and I just got to do it.
How do you maintain that faith in yourself? Because it hasn't been the easiest run for you this time around.
Yeah, I think as we fly more heats, I'm starting to get back into that groove I had in 2019. We have really good competition this year, and I think that scared me a little bit going into this level. But just starting to pick it back up now. I'm winning races, and it reminds me that I can do it. And hopefully we can continue to, but I'm not going to jinx it. You know, golden heat, anything can happen. So it's just about being consistent at this point.
Thank you.
Thanks, Layla.
Vanover gets his second win of these finals. Heads Up, of course, has 3. Alex in because of his 2 seconds. That means with 1 heat to go, Gab either needs a second or a first. Nub and Amari need a win. In 2019, Vanover took the league by storm, becoming the first teenage DRL World Champion. But now, at the ripe old age of 21, a more mature Vanover is looking to prove he's still the one to beat.
I was 19 years old when I won the DRL World Championship.
The 2019 champion!
I was young, I was arrogant and cocky.
I am 100% on fire.
I had come off arguably an extraordinary season.
Yes!
I smashed records, I was consistent, I was winning races.
Yes! Let's go!
I was ready to go into 2020 and repeat that, but losing the season was a bit of a bitter pill to swallow.
Oh, dang it.
But Heads Up won it fair and square. I think what's going to set me apart from the other pilots is my maturity at such a young age. I've raced in DRL before. I know what I have to do to win championships.
Vanover still leading the way and pulling away.
I would definitely say I'm more mature than I was 2 years ago, but I'm still just as hungry and I'm still just as excited to go out there and race and compete against the best pilots in the world. Woo! It's gonna be fireworks. It's gonna be an incredible season, and I want that title back so badly. I want to go out there and show what I was going to in 2020, which is just domination.
Vanover has the course record and the momentum going into the last regular heat of the finals and the last chance for the golden heat coming up.
Vital Intelligence is a contactless vital sign monitoring platform developed using machine vision and AI. What we've developed is the ability to remotely monitor blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, respiratory rate, and a slew of other vital bioindicators. Looking at the vasculature of your cheeks is able to see with every heartbeat the blood flowing through your face. The Vital Intelligence platform does these calculations in real time. So within 10 to 15 seconds of being observed by almost any camera, we're able to then provide any user with those valuable biometrics.
I definitely think we're going to see my heart rate increase on the Dragonfly kiosk.
Drone racing can be an exhausting endeavor. The races take hours, they're highly intense, and as our drone racers prepare to endure those conditions, we can help them deliver stronger performances on race day. With this new technology, we're revolutionizing the experience for pilots, fans, and the sporting industry now and into the future.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the finals of Level 1 Allianz Field. We have one more regular heat left in the finals. 3 pilots are already in the Golden Heat. TK Gab 707 has a couple different avenues because he did earn that second earlier. How's he going to find a way to get in?
Well, look, he's got 3 guys that are going to be playing defense and keeping him out of that, so he's got to find a way to get in front of Heads Up, Vanover, and Alex, and they are going to continue to keep him at bay, so he's got a very tough heat ahead of him, Jordan.
That's right, he's got to push really, really hard, but you still got to remember, don't push too hard that you're going out of your bounds. He still does only need that second place. If, let's say, a couple of the guys crash out, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't try and go for that win. He just needs a second place.
Our pilots in colors, one last time. Heads Up in blue has already qualified for the Golden Heat. Gab 707 yellow needs second or better. Alex FPV, the red and blue alternating drone, is in. Nub purple needs to win to qualify. Vanover, the disco flashing drone, is in. And Amari, white, also needs a win.
Racing in 10, 9, 8, 7,
Finally,
6,
Heat 6.
5, 4.
Go home if you don't make the cut. You got Gab in yellow in first, Heads Up in blue in second. Vanover, the disco drone in third. Vanover makes contact. Heads Up now clearly in front.
Yeah, look at Heads Up and Gab. Gab had a beautiful launch. Heads Up keeping him at bay, and he's not going to give it up. But remember, he just needs a second. He's in good position.
Heads Up in blue in the top spot. Gab 707 in yellow in second. On to lap number 2. Nub in third. They'll hit gate 1, go through the north gate, and then it's the U-turn.
Nub's got to push every single chance he can. He realizes that Gab's in front of him. Gab needs that second. Nub's got to get a first. To get all the way to the front in front of Heads Up at this point is going to be extremely tough.
Closing moments. They'll enter the T-Mobile tunnel with Heads Up clearly in the lead, looking for his 4th win of these finals. It looks like it's going to happen. Gab squarely. Oh! No! Gab had second. Heads Up wins it. Nub takes second. Gab blew his chance to make the Golden Heat.
Who was that? Who was that?
You didn't mid-air anyone. You
hit the gate.
You hit the gate.
What? You hit the T-Mobile tower.
That was way behind. Not way, but like he was behind.
I was like 10 feet behind you.
It was just you.
All right, I'm out of here. See y'all.
Gab's pissed.
Jordan, with so much at stake, this track continued to take its toll.
There was so much carnage out there. Amari gets taken out right off the bat.
Alex right there with him as well.
And then we've got Heads Up, Gab, and Nub just going after it. Heads Up with a big lead here. Gab, he's thinking, just get a second. But don't forget, Nub is right on your tail.
You know, you got to recognize that. But look, as he came into the turn around that T-Mobile tower, he elevated. That's where his mistake came in. You can't elevate when you have that obstacle right there over your head.
I'm so surprised to see that because Gab is usually pretty level-headed. He's not going to do those little mistakes.
That was one of them. Unforced error right there.
Oh, he's got to be so upset.
Heads Up wins his 4th heat of the finals. Based on Gab taking himself out, Nub finishes second.
Heads Up with such a dominant performance. What is your momentum going into the Golden Heat, your first ever in real life Golden Heat?
Well, really, in my eyes, there's no momentum. Nothing else matters to this point. We're in the Golden Heat. Doesn't matter if I won all the heats before, if I only won 1 heat, if I got all the seconds. We're at ground zero right now. I mean, no more than Alex or Vanover does. and it's just going to be what happens at this heat. It's time to put down the goggles, arm the drone, and just get to that finish gate before the rest of them. If I don't, it's okay. We got the whole season, but I've prepared the best I can for this, and I'm just going to give everything I have.
We look forward to watching you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It is official. The regular heats of the Level 1 finals are over, and coming out of them, we will have 3 men in the Golden Heat. Heads up, Vanover and Alex FPV. We've arrived at the Golden Heat. 3 pilots, 2 laps. Winner take all. Next.
Let's go!
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's first blockchain designed for the future of finance. By Allianz, the global leader in asset management, investments, and insurance. And by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G network. Welcome back to the deciding moment of Level 1 Allianz Field. It is time for the Golden Heat, and 3 guys have done the work to get here. You've got Heads Up, Vanover, and Alex FPV. Guys, it's time for predictions. TK, who's going to take it all?
We got a power group here. These are 3 headstrong pilots, and none of them are going to give it up. But look, I got to go with Heads Up on the pick. It is the obvious choice, but it's the obvious choice for a reason. Am I right? However, Vanover, on the other hand, has been the strongest launcher out of these 3. He's been the guy to get off the block. So if there's an opportunity to get to the front of the pack, Vanover's going to capitalize. What do you think, Jordan?
I'm picking Team Vanover right here. He has the fastest time on the track. He may not be the most consistent right now, but you know, he's feeling good. He seems like he's in this nice headspace. He's in a groove. He's feeling happy. And I'd really love to see him just come out and show these 2 what it's like to be a winner.
In the Golden Heat, the drones are placed on the start podiums based on heat wins. Heads Up in blue launches from the first podium. Vanover with a disco drone on the 4th podium. And Alex FPV in blue and red alternating from the last podium.
9, 8,
Finally,
7,
Golden
6,
Heat.
5, 4.
Go out and seize the day, men. This decides it all. The blue drone of Heads Up clearly in front of the disco drone of Vanover, but that's just for now. Vanover surging out of the stadium through the Pentagon gate. You've got the blue drone of Heads Up, the disco drone of Vanover 1-2, the triple pass.
He is coming out of nowhere. Look at the speed he is getting on some of these drops. He's using every advantage he can to catch up. And look at that pass.
Vanover made the pass, you're right. And now Heads Up trying to take it back. They're neck and neck. There we go. We're down to the U-turn at the square gate.
He's got the lead right now. Craig, they gotta be
Heads Up
careful.
coming back. Side by side, and as Jordan said earlier, blade to blade. The triple pass yet again. Vanover and Heads Up. Who wants it more? You've got Vanover in front. The blue drone of Heads Up in second. Closing moments. Oh, look at Heads Up. How did
Vanover down?
Heads Up wins it.
Get off me!
It's a new year, but it is the same sheriff in town.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yes! Alex, we just got first and second.
Hold on, let me finish it, bud. Let me finish it, bud.
Yes! Sit down!
Who wants it?
Let's go! Who wants it?
We can hug now. We can hug. We're allowed. That was a great race. That was a great race. That was a great race.
Oh my
We did it,
God.
dude.
Oh!
We did it. 1 and 2, baby!
Jordan, our first Golden Heat of the season, gave us an instant classic.
Oh my God, that was the most incredible racing I've ever seen. We've got these two, they're rivals, right? They've been butting heads for a while now, and they want to prove to each other and to everyone else who is the best racer out there.
Well, look, you can see from the two of them that they're equally amazing, but Vanover had some fantastic passes. I couldn't believe he was pulling out extra gears, extra speed that I didn't think it was even capable, and he came out of this triple pass. I thought he had it.
Heads up surged insanely right there, and I'm thinking Vanover in his head goes, oh no, I've got one more chance to pass, pushed a little too hard, and ends up hitting the stands down there.
Looks like he tried to go wide so that he can apex the hell out of that turn, but it just didn't work in his favor, and he smacked those bleachers.
Joining me now, heads up, our level 1 Allianz Field champion, and that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm glad they don't have a rule for excessive celebrations in this sport yet. Feel like it got a little intense over there. Lost my voice, as you can tell. But that one, I don't think I could have played it out in my head any better than that. You know, to go and have the lead changes with Vanover and have my best friend Alex sitting next to me and like all it coming down to just that, literally the second to last turn, and just seeing that sparkly drone in front of me and having to brake and just, it reminded me of the Ford versus Ferrari movie, and it was just like looking to your left and saying, I'm gonna outbrake you on this turn, and I was like, it's either gonna happen or it's not. So I just braked, went for it, completely blind, and I saw myself come up right next to him. I heard the pilots in the back screaming, and I just knew it was gonna come down to this T-Mobile tower, and I just turned, gave it everything I had, and I heard him made impact, which I started screaming after that, and I almost crashed because like my goggles were shaking from like, as you can tell, I was screaming my voice. But then after that, I made it in, and I knew my Alex was coming in, and to watch him come into the finish gate, get second, for us to do 1-2 in our first DRL in real life race, it's a dream.
Heads up, you have a phenomenal reputation, and in competitions, amateur competitions as well, you're often incredibly dominant to a high degree. But here you are being chased, they are very close. How much more fun does that make it for you?
I mean, like, to bring all the best pilots into the same league, put them next to each other, put them on the same drone, it's all of our dreams. Like, everybody up here is not only doing this to try and prove who's the best run racer in the world, but also because it's what we love. It's so fun for us all to come together, and every single turn, know that the guy's trying to make a pass on you, and you're trying to make a pass on the next guy. And it's truly, I can't say it enough, a dream that this is even possible, and it feels illegal that I'm getting paid to do this right now.
Enjoy the dream. Thank you.
Thank you.
Heads Up picks up right where he left off last season. The level 1 winner ahead of Alex FPV and Vanover. After one level, the season standings look like this. Heads Up on top with 10 points, 3 points behind his good friend Alex FPV. Vanover sitting in third at 5.
Congratulations to our level 1 Allianz Field champion, Heads Up.
That does it for level 1 of the 2021 season. Congrats again to Heads Up. Keep up with DRL all year long on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. For Tony Niddle, Jordan Temkin, Layla Anna Lee, and our entire crew, I'm Craig Hummer. Thanks for watching. This is a copyrighted broadcast of Drone Racing League, LLC. It may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of Drone Racing League, LLC.